What are your standards when it comes to anime? For example, does it need some good animation, a decent story, or some action? And that's typically like the bare minimum for some people that are trying to find a good anime. Like back then, that was pretty much my standard, but as of now, I don't think I really have any. But starting out getting into anime, I got into the isekai side of anime, so as long as the main character was OP and the story was decent, I was watching it. But eventually, little by little, you realize that it's all pretty much the same shit. The main character's strong, he either has a childhood friend or a girl he meets along the way, and they both like each other. He beats up a couple monsters or creatures, and the story's kind of decent and people enjoy it. But there is a few isekai anime out there that stand out because the animation's pretty good, or the story is actually entertaining, or it's just something completely different. But back then, that was pretty much what I was into. But slowly, I was getting into other animes that were different genres. And like the first time I tried to watch One Piece, I didn't like the animation, and I just couldn't get into it. My brain was kind of fried back then, and I just wasn't trying to watch that shit. But it got to a point where there was nothing else to watch, and I kept hearing about One Piece, and I gave it a second try, and ever since then, I never looked back. So I'm kind of glad that One Piece wasn't one of my first animes I ever watched, because I'm pretty sure I would have had higher standards of watching anime. So I think it's kind of good to start out watching some decent stuff and not get into the higher quality ones. You know, first you want to start off with the appetizers, then the meal, then the dessert. You can't really go straight into the best one, because then you ain't gonna appreciate the meal and the appetizers. For example, I seen a tweet, somebody said they took Attack on Titan for granted. Attack on Titan is a good anime, that's the dessert. So now this person is trying to watch other anime, but since he got the taste of something good, the rest of the shows he's watching just seem trash to him. Maybe not trash, but aren't good. So maybe if you're starting out watching anime, maybe some decent ones would be My Hero Academia or Demon Slayer. Even though those animes are pretty good, that's kind of like the meal, so you can still kind of appreciate the dessert and the appetizers. So that's the reason I asked the question, what are your standards when it comes to anime? But yeah, I was just kind of yapping.